only 2 protagonists left for the time frame between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. So let's go over to Osawa to do a jump to Minorikawa. Because that's how the game is. It's sometimes convoluted. Osawa hurried out of the house, confronting Minorikawa through the front gate. Jump! There we go. The keep out is cleared. Minorikawa got his wallet out of his jacket to pay the driver. Oh no, Kimisuka said, waving a hand. Don't worry about the fare. Huh, why not? There's still plenty left over from what you paid me earlier, sir. That's what I meant by special fare. That's right, he'd paid Kimisuka a whole 10,000 yen for taking him to Endo Electronics earlier. That's, I think, $100 or something. But, I mean, I'm not the sort of person to keep the change, as it were, Kimisuka said. Minorikawa felt a surge of pride at those words. You're my kind of guy, Mr. Kimisuka. A man on the job can always count on Hachiro Kimisuka's taxi, the driver grinned. Now go on, go. Thank you. I have a feeling we'll meet again. Yeah, those two definitely fit together, right? As Minorikawa entered the theater lobby, he saw a bunch of flower bouquets, patrons' gifts of appreciation. Among the names of the senders were celebrities he recognized. The largest of the bouquets was sent by Koichi Nakamura of the secret society Junesoft. Oh, I get it. Junesoft. The next largest came from Marutaro Ishihara from the government organization Joyard? I don't get this reference, if it is one. Following that were those from actress Baraku Rose, popular scenario writer Ebisu Ipponmatsu, Tohoku Busters Bus Tours Co. Limited, bus guide Kimiko Amo, what a mouthful, professional baseball player Masa Narikio, the ventriloquist Shinshin, ukulele player Hawaii Matsuda, online TV critic Gensu Akitsu, and so on. Where the fuck did I read all these names? Can someone tell me? Evidently the Wandering Angels were a pretty popular acting troupe. Oh god, no, I don't want more episodes of their fucking melodramatic bullshit. People were setting out pamphlets and flyers out on a nearby table. There was a palpable tension in the air. The crew seemed skittish as they went about their work. He's late, someone shouted all of a sudden. It was a man over in one corner of the lobby, railing angrily to nobody in particular. Why the hell hasn't the journalist shown up yet for the interview? Looked like he'd been waiting on Minorikawa then. Oh, that's very garish. What's his deal pulling this while we're this busy? Oh, guess that's Shinosuke Oarai. I've been busy myself, Minorikawa said, keeping his composure. Trust me, I know how it goes. Huh? Who the hell are you? I'm the guy you've been waiting for, Mr. Oai. The man glared at him. It's Oarai, he said. Anyway, I'm Minorikawa. Sorry to keep you waiting. Though really, a short wait is a small price to pay for the chance to be interviewed by me. I love how fucking confident Minorikawa is. Jesus, it's so over the top that I don't think anyone in real life would act like that. Well, I hope you appreciate how valuable my time is now that you're taking it, snapped Oarai. Wow, someone sure has a high opinion of himself, Minorikawa replied. He marched up to Oarai. Damn right I do. I'm Shinosuke Oarai. The theater man got right up in Minorikawa's face. Like anyone even cares. A jolt of tension sparked between the two men immediately. Wow. Around this time, there's a similar jolt of tension between two other people, Kenji Osawa and Mamoru Tanaka. That's our jump, guys. That's our goddamn jump. I beg your pardon, a woman interrupted. But Mr. Oarai does have a schedule to keep. And who are you, miss? Sukosawa, I'm the producer. Well, listen, Sue. I'm in the middle of an interview here. Please don't interrupt. What? That's how you conduct an interview? That's right. This is how I roll. Look, whatever, Oarai growled. Let's just do this already. Fine by me. Just looking at him makes me laugh sometimes. The two men sat down on opposite sides of a table in the lobby. But Tsukusawa spoke up again. "Mr. Alright, don't forget the meeting you have after this." "Yeah, handle that, would you?" Minorikawa let out a derisive snort. "It's like you're holding court," he said. "Do people actually hang around you with that kind of attitude? You have no right to judge my acting troupe." Minorikawa straightened up in his chair, a mocking smile on his lips. "Oh, so it's your acting troupe, huh?" he said. "Why not just play all the roles yourself? Heck, you could even be your own audience." How dare you?" Alright rose to his feet and made to leave, but Tsukusawa herded him back down into his chair. What is Minorikawa's plan by doing this? Does he really just not like him immediately? I mean, they didn't hit it off well. But how can you hate someone so much when you first meet him that you're just gonna bully him like that? Minorikawa continued as if he hadn't heard. "Just what is it that you do anyway?" he asked. Alright raised an incredulous eyebrow. "You don't know?" "No. Why should I?" "You came to an interview without knowing anything about who you were interviewing?" "Yep." "That's it. Get out." Alright roared and pointed angrily toward the exit. "How dare an unmannered clod like you come in here and waste my time?" "Hey, who's being unmannered now? I came all the way out here to hear your story, didn't I? Why don't you get out?" Minorikawa pointed at the exit as well. "Why the hell should I have to leave?" Alright demanded. "This is my house." Theater jargon for the theater itself, especially the main auditorium. Now we know. "Look, just get out." This time both yelled and pointed towards the exit in unison. Tsukusawa quickly interposed herself between them, forcing a smile. "Gentlemen, please, calm down," she said. Then she turned to Minorikawa. "You should be aware that Mr. Orai used to be a broadcast writer. Someone who writes for television or radio programs. A great show depends not only on the actor's performances, but on the skills of the broadcast writer. He's responsible for a lot of big hits." You don't need to mention that," Orai grumbled. Nonetheless, Tsukusawa rattled off the names of several shows. Minorikawa did indeed recognize many of them. He murmured. "So how come you're running a failing theater now?" "Failing?" Orai went red in the face. "I'm not wrong, am I? You're absolutely the rudest person I've ever met. What would a rank amateur like yourself know about theater?" Orai's face was dark with rage. But Minorikawa didn't back down. "Listen, this has nothing to do with how well your theater is or isn't doing," he snapped. "The television world wouldn't accept you. So in order to retain your pride as an entertainer, you started doing theater. Isn't that so? Don't act like you know anything. I've staked my entire life on the theater." It seemed as if Orai might throw a punch at any moment. "Sure, a city theater might seem small time compared to TV, but you get a lot more of a response from it." "Response? Oh, now that sounds interesting." "Darn right," Orai exclaimed. "You could see it from up on stage. The audience, you can see their faces." Actually, most of the time you can't, since the light is blinding you so hard. If you've ever been on stage, you know that. There was a passion in Orai's voice now. "You can really feel it. When the audience is enjoying themselves, you can feel that energy. This, though, is right. You can't get that from doing television. Thinking back on it now, my time spent working on TV. Let's see, what's a good analogy? Give me a food one, please. It's like being handed a towel that's already damp. No, that's not right. Okay, so a better analogy would be..." And without further preamble, Orai began talking about his tribulations back in his broadcast writer days. Minorikawa smiled inwardly. He did everything right, I guess. He just needed to tickle him the right way, I guess, to get the most out of this interview. The interview ended promptly after 15 minutes, the time that had been promised. Both men emerged from it as if from a daze. Minorikawa found himself staring Orai in the face, shaking him by the hand. "So, what kind of story did I just get?" he asked, speaking half to himself. "You heard about one man in his life, and I have to admit, it was a good interview." "Thanks, you have my gratitude." With a satisfied smile, Minorikawa closed his notebook. "Right, glad to hear that then." Orai inclined his head, looking a bit bewildered. A flustered Tsukuzawa interrupted. Mr. Minorikawa, wasn't this interview for a piece about the performance? Huh? Minorikawa blinked. It's just that you were only asking about Mr. Orai and not about the performance itself, Tsukuzawa said. Oh, I see what you mean. Actually, I came here for a piece I'm going to be writing called Where Are They Now? Washed Up Broadcast Writer Showcase. Washed up? Orai was red in the face all over again. You bastard, how dare you? Forget everything I just told you. I do not give you my permission to use it in your magazine. You're too late. What? I've already heard your whole story. You should be grateful that I'll be writing a piece on it. You bastard. With a wild look in his eyes, Orai snatched up a hammer the stage crew had left nearby. Wait! Go ahead, hit me! Ouch! Go ahead, hit me. Oh, I'll hit you alright. Orai waved the hammer menacingly. Jesus. But the attack came to a sudden halt as a ringtone startled him out of his fury. Hold on a moment, Minorikawa said brightly. I have to take this. He whipped out his cell phone. Hello, Minorikawa speaking. Who is it? This is Osawa. Wow, he'd called back a lot sooner than Minorikawa had expected. Have your daughters come home then? No, actually, there's a favor I'd like to ask you. We need to pay attention now, since this could be how we need to play it later on with Osawa. A favor? Minorikawa thought back to his visit to the Osawa residence. The drawn curtains, the stricken look on Osawa's face. Minorikawa's instincts had sensed something significant going on. Apparently, getting the full story wasn't going to come without some cost. A favor, huh? Is it something urgent? I'll pay whatever I have to. I just need you to look into something as quickly as possible. His voice had the telltale desperation of a man who'd been backed into a corner. Alright, Minorikawa said. I can help you out for a little while. So finally, Minorikawa is doing something worthwhile. Osawa hurriedly explained what he was after. The request was a strange one. He wanted Minorikawa to look into a scandalous article that 4-star General Gossip had run about him in the past. Why does Osawa think this has to do with what is happening right now? What makes this so important? Do I have to say? I mean, you're asking me to look into something without explaining anything. He eyed Orai, lurking nearby with obvious irritation. Minorikawa would need to calm down the erstwhile broadcast writer, or else his interview really would be for naught. He decided to bluff both men at the same time. Let me just say one thing, he said into the phone. He made sure he spoke loud and clear so that Orai would overhear. I want to tell the world this story. No, I need to tell it. If I don't feel that way about something, no amount of money in the world will get me to write an article on it. That's my pride as a writer at work. This must have touched him, right? Minorikawa could see Orai's aura of rage fading as he listened. The feared man looked surprised. You? Meanwhile, Osawa had decided to open up a bit. Alright, he said. I can't share all the details, but... I'm guessing this will be a keyword in a second. Okay, he's in a talkative mood now. Good job, Minorikawa. See, this is going fine. The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here, Osawa continued, and I mean that quite literally. I can tell you more after you're done investigating. Wait, was he serious? How could the world's balance of power hinge on looking into some alleged marital affair? It was so absurd that Minorikawa had to fight the urge to burst out laughing. A person would need to be out of his mind to believe a story like that. But Minorikawa wasn't the average person. And sometimes the truth was so ridiculous, it really was stranger than fiction. Osawa wasn't lying. Minorikawa's instincts told him that much. Alright, he said. I'll check the editing department's notes from back then. Minorikawa felt his excitement building. Things were really getting interesting. For the moment, he nearly forgot Toyama and his troubles. When he ended the call, Orai approached him and extended his hand. Again? Listen, your methods might be a little extreme, but I can tell you take pride in your work. Because he just said so? Of course I do. I'm sorry for getting so worked up. I bet you'd write a fine article about me. So please, Mr. Minorikawa, let the world know about me and my half-lived life. Minorikawa took the offered hand and shook it. Leave it to me. Once I'm done with it, you won't just be some washed-up nobody anymore, Mr. Ori. It's Ori. Minorikawa grinned. He's such an asshole sometimes. Minorikawa rushed out of the theater. He'd completed all the interviews that he could get done before 4 o'clock. Now he had an hour left to write it all up to convince the folks from the loan company that the gossip could stay afloat. Rah! He let out a roar, psyching himself up for the final push. I'm sorry, I can't roar that loud. My throat would fucking kill me. Oh, it's a TBC! We did it! We fucking did it! Now we have to jump to Ozawa and clear that as well. Oh, things are looking fine. This time block must have been the easiest I've done so far, I think. Because there wasn't much going back and forth. Maybe it just was a dum-dum in the beginning of the game, I don't know. Maybe it's more linear than I think it is. So let's clear this and let's go. Minorikawa and Ozawa in a single episode? Can we do it? Maybe. Ozawa picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment. What is it? Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Ozawa's ear. The tension was electric. Ozawa felt a surge of outrage. He wanted to scream, but he took a deep breath and managed to maintain control. Tanaka? Where are you? Is Marie alright? Tanaka did not reply. The police told me. They said you were connected to the kidnapping. A soft chuckle came from the other end of the line. Oh well, the police sure do know how to do their jobs. Tanaka's tone was unapologetic. He sounded nothing like the man Ozawa fought he knew so well. Why would you do this? Money? Are you having money troubles? I wanted to say troublesome problem at the same time, I don't know. Money? Tanaka replied. I suppose that's part of it. Honestly, I doubt you'd understand. Do you have any idea what it's been like for me doing our research together? You're always the one who takes center stage. The fruits of our success are all yours, even though you couldn't have done any of it without me. The more he said, the more vitriol seeped into his words. Ozawa's hand trembled as he clutched the phone. The taker can never understand how it feels to be taken from. You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. And with that, he hung up. He's a psychopath. Hey, Tanaka! Dude. Oh, are you really gonna call him again? Ozawa dialed the number again, but Tanaka didn't pick up. Oh, Ozawa. Oh, my sweet summer child. Ozawa racked his brain thinking back on how Tanaka had been acting earlier that day. Had there been anything unusual? Any clue at all, no matter how small? If he could find some hint, maybe he'd be able to find Marie and Hitomi. That was it. I had been suspicious of Tanaka all along. So much so that she'd planted a bug on him hidden in a tie clip. Her suspicions must have been pretty strong. Wait, Ozawa recalled what Kachiwara had said. But still, if she is that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift is a bit... The words had struck Ozawa as odd when he first heard them. I had never given him a tie clip. His heart gave a heavy throb in his chest. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. That article from 4-Star General Gossip crept back into his mind. The article had talked about a man I had dated before she married Ozawa. Really? I thought Tanaka was kinda young compared to them, but maybe he isn't as young as I thought he was. The man's identity was never revealed. Could it have been Tanaka? You thought so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. Tanaka's cold words took on a new depth of meaning. Ozawa felt the foundations of his life begin to crumble. Were Tanaka and I accomplices in all this? No. Wait. Just calm down. He couldn't let himself jump to conclusions. He needed to be more level-headed. Everything depended on it. If the two really were accomplices, why would I have planted a bug on Tanaka? What purpose would that serve? What could it mean? He backstabbed her, or rather she wanted to backstab him maybe? It was no use. Osawa couldn't think of how that made sense. First things first. He needed to establish what their relationship between Ai and Tanaka really was. Once he figured that out, he'd be able to get a better handle on the situation. Obviously, he couldn't just go and ask Ai directly. Why not? Seriously, why the fuck not? If she really were involved in all this, she certainly wouldn't tell him the truth. Do you really think that? Osawa thought back to the business card he tossed into the trash. He didn't relish the thought of getting help from that scavenging hyena, but now was no time to be picky. If he wasn't able to leave the house, he needed someone else to do some investigating for him. The freelance writer, Minoru Minorikawa. He was Osawa's only hope. Wow, okay. Nice. Wait, a TBC as well? But we already had the call. So guess we don't see the call from his perspective. Dun, 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 dun. Let's take it all in this time without reading the quotes, since they pop up in the story anyway. Oh, Yanagishita returns. That's nice to know. Da-dum, da-dum. The next time block.